hearties, and welcome once again to Full Stream Ahead. I'm your Captain Charlie, the Professor Esser, and with me as always is my skinny rich friend.
It's Mozz.
Hey Mozz, glad you're back. Oh man, we are going to be doing a couple of filler episodes here the next couple of weeks until the coming of the Moon Knight. Which will be several Marvel shorts starting tonight with Peggy Carter, the original short that launched the Peggy Carter series, but I think was actually like the third or fourth short they actually did. You can tell because it's much longer than the others.
This is this is what launched the series.
Well, yeah, this was sort of the proof of concept for the series. And
okay, I'm just like wondering, canon wise, like where does it stand, timeline wise? Did it happen after the events of the show? Because if so, they're not giving her very much respect all again. And if it's before the show, where's Dooley? Dooley was the captain, right? But now it makes sense that it came before everything. So it was just kind of like laying the groundwork for what it would be. But then it's like at the end, if she becomes, heading SHIELD already. Okay, but is it considered canon?
So there's one way you can think about this.
Okay.
Which is that this is effectively the end of the third round. So like you imagine that she's, because she went out to California, she's doing well out in California, then something else happens. And then she's back in New York, and then she has to sort of rebuild her. Every time she has to rebuild the respect she gets, And eventually Susan winds up in space. So there's a way you can make it fit, although canonically, this is actually taking place at the same time as the original Peggy Carter series. So there
could just be a different timeline.
Exactly. This is a timeline variant.
Fair enough.
In which she meets Agent Flynn, who actually, and it's good to talk about this as a variant because that is the actor. Actually, let me give our readings here. Frustrated at being marginalized at work, Peggy Carter goes on an unauthorized solo field mission. Louis Desposito is the director. This was written by Eric Pearson, gets our screenplay credit. Of course, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee get our characters by. And of course, we have Hallie Otwell, Bradley Whitford, Dominic Cooper in the acting roles. And that's what we got here. Shane Black is the disembodied voice. Yes. So it is a variant, and this is where we're first introduced to Bradley Whitford's Agent Flynn, who in the Captain Carter What If episode was General Flynn, who takes office or Colonel Flynn, who takes over at the Strategic Scientific Reserve after Tommy Lee Jones's character gets shot. So arguably, this is a variant. Now, maybe this is not a variant that would get wiped from reality, but it is sort of, and this is sort of where you get this immediate discussion of what is the canonical nature of the MCU. Which of these things were the ones that are part of the progress of the MCU, and which of these things are just separate and not to be associated with it. Peggy Carter is very much the MCU, and people have suggested that the Peggy Carter series is also the MCU, even as they try to say the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't, even though they all interwove with each other. But this is our first introduction into Peggy Carter, and we see a lot of the themes that would be addressed in the Peggy Carter series. Which is why I say if you don't think too hard about the timeline, this actually fits in just fine, just because we see that between the first and second season of Peggy Carter. It's that no matter where she goes, she always has to keep on fighting. Like, she can earn someone's respect, but if there's ever a new guy at the top, she
Right.
loses all the respect she has. That she is she's a special agent, but she doesn't get the respect that one of the guys get.
Right.
Um, in fact, that was actually that's an interesting aspect, which isn't from that, but if there's a series of like during one of the like a few years ago, they did a bunch of Captain America books where they like explored the Captain Americas from various uh the Captain
Timelines.
Americas yeah, well, no, not in timelines of like the 1950s and the post-war 40s and the 50s. And
So the
one
same
of
guy, obviously, right? That's what we're talking
no
about.
no 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 it was actually I'm trying to remember his name now because William Nussland was the Spirit of 76,
Oh,
and
right,
then
because he
William
was on
Mace.
ice for 50 years.
Right, because so William Nussland is the first
Right.
guy that they get
Gotcha, gotcha,
to
gotcha. Okay.
be to
And then
be
there was
Captain
what was his
America.
name? Elijah something?
Well, that's that Isaiah Bradley
Isaiah
was
Bradley, right.
was the Black Captain America.
Hmm.
But in the comic book, so but what I'm getting around to is Jeffrey Mace, when he is Captain America for a brief period, he teams up with another character who was actually Captain America's old girlfriend, Betsy Ross in the comics,
Hmm.
and yes, she is actually Thunderbolt Ross's aunt. So
Interesting.
small world, yeah. So no, Jeff. Well, yeah, Captain America did date Thunderbolt Ross's aunt, no matter what they try to tell you nowadays. But Jeff Mace married Thunderbolt Ross's aunt, and but she was also a special agent, like Peggy Carter, and she eventually takes on the superhero persona Golden Girl, so that she can go on missions with Captain America. Especially because as a special agent, she really was never given any respect. She was never placed in a position where she could be a real where she could be respected. So she becomes a superhero expressly because she can't be respected. And I think on some level that's sort of where Peggy Carter finds herself until Shield.
Hmm.
Although I think even in Shield, she probably had that. She's still going to have fights. I mean, yeah, she's got Bradley Cooper there. It got her back in Dum Dum Dugan and Gabriel Jones and whatnot. But
Does seem like a mission you have to convert people one at a time
yeah,
because, there's a whole worldview that exists that all these people subscribe to, and that's the thing you're fighting.
exactly. Um, but in this one, this is our way to tie it up nicely with a bow. Is we have the Zodiac, which is the chemical MacGuffin that we are trying to determine where it is.
I
And
couldn't for the life of me figure out what Zodiac was. I thought it was a person at first. I thought that big strong guy was Zodiac.
well, it's interesting. Actual Zodiac. So, like, the Zodiac is a thing in Marvel Comics, and there
Hmm.
is the Zodiac Key, and there's Nick Fury's brother who also went by the name Zodiac at one point.
Interesting.
And yeah, there's a bunch of aspects of Zodiac that are spread out throughout Marvel's history, but specifically in this case, it appears to be a Zodiac formula, which seems to be something akin to a super soldier serum. So
Fair enough.
that's cool. Excuse me. And the super so that seems to be what they're going after here. Peggy Carter gets the call in that it's there after everyone leaves for the day to go get drunk, which it's no wonder you guys can't find the Zodiac.
Yep.
If hey, it's quitting time, guys, union rules.
And
We don't.
I love the suggestion that the dispatcher gives. Oh, we suggest 5 to 6 agents. Like, how many
Yeah.
agents does it take to secure a formula? Depends on, the kind of agents you're sending. They clearly know the level of their agents. If they think taking out 4 guys takes 5 guys, maybe
Yeah.
6. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah. Well, I guess hey, you want to have backup. So you want to
Right.
make sure you have more guys than them. But
Yeah.
you
But if
know,
their agents are more like Peggy, that would, just be like, okay, just send one guy and clean house and just
yeah.
acquire the evidence.
Well, and of
Terrible.
course, and of course, what and yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. But I can see that they're looking at it as like they want to do a frontal assault.
Yeah.
They're going to surround the place. Where you're not going to do what Peggy does, which is effectively a stealth mission, where she sneaks in, takes them out one at a time,
Yeah.
and eventually gets her way to the other side. I did, this has great fighting, great action adventure stuff.
I was just gonna say, does it say who choreographed these moves? Because they were just
Oh,
so fluid and made sense, like attacking multiple attackers. Every time her body shifted, she was attacking from the side that was now carrying the leverage. Really, really beautiful work.
yeah, I'm putting up the full cast and crew. So
Hmm.
obviously they're going to give us their stunt coordinator here. Executive producer, casting by, cinematography by, music by, set director, costume, makeup, production management, second unit, sound department, special effects, visual effects, stunts. We got
No.
fight choreographer is Chris Brewster.
Chris
Uh,
Brewster. Write that name
Thomas
down.
Robinson is the
Hmm.
supervising stunt coordinator. Um, James Young is the fight choreographer.
James
So
Young.
yeah, I can see James Young
Hmm.
is also known for. Let's see here. Oh, he's worked on all of the stuff: Black Widow, Civil War,
Mhm.
Avengers, Avengers
Oh,
End,
okay. Civil War
Gambita.
was amazing. Yeah, Yeah, that guy's
Yeah,
that guy's good. That guy's real good.
yeah. So he's been in a lot of stuff. Got American Winter
Hmm.
Soldier, Batman Evolution, short stunt performer. It's Stark here, Marvel One Shot Agent Carter.
But did he
Uh,
also do the one with Coulson? Which one was that?
uh,
The consult? No, was
the,
that the consult?
no,
That
no,
wasn't the
the funny
consultant.
thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer. No,
Yes.
that is not listed here, but we'll see who did the stunts on that one too, because that was another stunt heavy one. It's interesting because like they definitely put the budget in this, and they
Hmm.
put the budget in a funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And definitely All Hail the King. That was a pretty expensive production.
yeah, and well, but that's the thing of it is like they have these they have these ideas that they're putting up here, and I think originally the shorts, because I think what it was the original idea to do the short of a funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer was just a sort of a DVD extra,
Hmm.
and they did this big spectacle, and then they were like, man, everyone loves this, we've got to do more of these, people want more of these, and said, but we don't have any budget for any more of these. So that's why the next two they do tend to be kind of more enclosed, although again you see how they evolve, because when we get to, I think it's item 47, again we get a little bit of action, a little bit of set dressing, and again that one ties much more into the Agents of Shield series that's coming up
Hmm.
at that time, because when we look at the timelines on these things, it's very close. But we'll talk about a funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer and the consultant in a little bit.
Right. Those is interesting. Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
In the meantime, do you have any other thoughts on this episode, Mozz?
Yeah, no, I finally understand what Zodiac is, so that makes a bit more sense because I didn't understand. It's like I thought she was there to get somebody and then she leaves without getting anything, and she has a briefcase. It's like maybe it was a piece of information about where Zodiac is. It's like, but didn't she walk in with a briefcase? I couldn't understand what was what they
Mm,
really were after.
Yeah,
But
because
I
after
think
she takes out the big guy, you see that she pulls out the thing, and it's like the little vials. It's like a glowy blue chemical
oh,
substance, and it's got
I
like
just
a
saw her
little.
pull out the knife.
No. There's a scene where she actually does get the Zodiac chemical, and it looks like I said, it looks like the super soldier formula.
Mm.
So that little Celsian blue liquid.
Howard Stark was still the same character they brought in for the.
Yes, Dominic Cooper. That's my big prediction for Multiverse of Madness. By the way, is that we will get Howard Stark played by Dominic Cooper, and that's going to be the Illuminati member or Brotherhood of the Shield member that we're going to meet.
I like that so much. I like that
An
so
alternate
much.
universe version of Dominic Cooper, where he got, the Tesseract and unlocked its secrets, and then he got to be this multidimensional
I like that a
Avenger.
lot.
Yeah, so
Kind of like
that's my big
Thomas Wayne Batman
for Multiverse of Madness. He's sort of like that, yeah, and that's the idea is but we'll see when we get to Multiverse of Madness. But that's my big prediction. So
I like that
I think
a lot.
they're not
That would
done
be
with
really
Dominic
cool.
Cooper yet.
Yeah, I would much prefer
really,
that over what everybody's hoping that it'll be a Tom Cruise Iron Man.
I think that Tom Cruise it costs too much to get Tom Cruise to do a cameo.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think he did Tropic Thunder for. I don't think he took too much of a pay cut to do Tropic Thunder either. So
I mean, it's interesting that he created that character out of his own imagination. That was his idea, his creation. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So maybe he might want to do this as a passion project kind of thing. He is the kind of guy that likes doing his own stunts. So what better way to flex that muscle than to do a Marvel movie? So I mean, I could see it would be cool. But I like the idea of
Howard Stark.
Daddy Stark being.
And you know what it is I really don't think they've used Dominic Cooper to the best of his ability as yet.
I agree.
Just like I don't think they've used Haley Atwell to the best of their ability yet. And I think that they really want to get back to using them both. It's just trying to find a way to integrate the characters into the story.
Right.
And I think we might get that in Multiverse of Madness because there has been a lot of talk about Captain Carter in Multiverse of Madness. And if you're going to do Captain Carter, you might as well do Dominic Cooper.
Right. They've already brought in elements of What If in every trailer we've seen so far. So
so there's a lot to look forward to in it. I'm excited about it.
Oh, live action Captain Carter. I didn't even consider that when I saw the other aspects of What If represented in the trailer.
Yeah.
Carter would be really cool.
Yeah, well, people have pointed out that, like, I guess you can see Captain Carter's shield in the poster. And so there's like a couple of little things. And there was rumors that Haley Atwell was on set, Although that said,
got beefed up for the role.
Possibly, Marvel does get you trained, has the trainers on staff, That's those those people. That is a hourly gig with benefits, So I don't know. I send me somewhere and I get an actor and I have him run around for an hour. That's my job.
Hey,
I'm an actor trainer and I just make the actors.
In essence,
look like
you're an artist,
a superhero.
Yeah. You're sculpting, a flare of color on the screen, but it's got to look just right, and you're the artist that creates it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, it makes sense to me. I don't think that they're gonna, and of course, it makes sense in anything like Marvel that you're going to, or Disney in general, that you're going to always want everyone to be, on contract, paid well, so they keep their mouths shut, and and people that respect what they're actually trying to build. So, yeah, so that is that. Like I said, I mean, it's nice that we get the call at the end where I'm forming Shield, and it's that big comeuppance scene for Bradley Whitford, which and again, it makes sense in the idea of the short. It's harder to square into the larger mythos because it's not meant to. It's meant to be sort of a one shot. sort of a Marvel Age story, and sort of like how in Marvel Age you'd get a story that was sort of introducing a character concept or an idea. Like the first time you ever see Star-Lord is in Marvel Age. It's very different from the Star-Lords we eventually get.
Hmm.
And so, this to me, this is the Marvel Age Peggy Carter. And she has her adventure. It goes well, and we all enjoy it.
Indeed.
All right. Any final thoughts on this tonight, Mozz?
No, this was great. Great to have more Peggy Carter.
It's always great to have more Peggy Carter. We love Peggy Carter. And if you love Peggy Carter and you'd like to tell us how much you love Peggy Carter, you can send us an email at CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, which we can read on the air about how much you love Peggy Carter or any character. Are you an Agent Flynn man? Do you feel that Bradley Whitford just needs to be understood in context? You can give us that impassioned plea either via email or by calling us at 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. We will play your message on the air. Likewise, if you go down to Linktree/CapesandLunatics, that's linktr.ee/CapesandLunatics, you're going to find a link to all of our merch, including this delightful mug that I purchased recently. You can't see it because it's cut in the green screen, but there we go. Capes and Lunatics. This is real aluminum. Keeps your drink cold all night. I was surprised. I put a cold drink in there in the evening. I fall asleep while I'm drinking, as I always do. I wake up in the morning, still an icy cold beverage. So very well do that. While you're there, you can also check out our other shows and find the links to our Patreons where you can give us money to keep on making these wonderful shows. And if you do, you get access to exclusive content, topless movie reviews, and can participate in the worst superhero movie of all time brackets of this season. Coming up next is Blade Trinity versus Elektra. And that rounds out the Marvel section. All right, Mozz. And if people would like to reach out to you, how could they find you?
Oh, they can email me at mozzmanzor@gmail.com or find me on Facebook under Mozz Manzor. That's MOZZMANZOOR.
And of course, they can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our mothers and fathers once did, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet things. Although I guess I just missed the last episode of Legends of Tomorrow, so I'm bummed. But you can follow me when I do live tweet things at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality.
Thank you, Mozz, and thank you, Tristan. Although Tristan, try not to say it over me while I'm doing it, because you're breaking up the rhythm, kid. All right, me hearties, you have sailed again on this Sargasso sea of the internet and streaming content. We are glad you did. We hope to see you again next week as we once again sail full stream ahead. Arr. All right, and next we want to do the consultant.
Yes, let's get to the consultant. Let's signal Phil. We're beginning anew. And here we go.
Okay, the consultant. And
all 3 minutes of it.
Oh wow, there's like a